the police, last I checked, work for citizens, right? We pay the police. So, technically, I mean, we are the customers. Let me say it that way. So it's not like we're their supervisors or their manager, right? So you work in a store. You work at McDonald's, right? And the McDonald's worker, they're over top, managers over top of them, that whole thing. We as citizens, we are the equivalent to the customers that come in McDonald's, right? And so the person's supposed to be polite to you. You say, I want, this is what I want, blah, blah, blah. Give me my fries, give me my nuggets, whatever, right? And so our interaction is supposed to be, they're supposed to understand that they work for us, because if we don't come in McDonald's, you don't have a job. The McDonald's is going to close. And you've seen McDonald's close. The one on Route 40 closed, like towards Ellicott City. Closed. You know why? Enough people weren't coming in. And no support, so you close. So police officers, you have to understand that the civilians, our taxes, pay your salary, like the McDonald's worker, the ones that used to work on Route 40, people wasn't going in there. Okay, so we're paying your salary, and you're protecting and serving us, right? Us. So we need to work on this interaction and get this interaction better. I've had many arguments with people about this, and it's not about bowing down to the police. It's not that. It's just that I think that there's a proper way to interact with someone who has a gun who can kill you at that moment. Every argument does not have to be solved right then. If you have, I'm going back to the store scenario. If you're in a store, you have a bad interaction with somebody who works there. You ask for the manager and you have a bad interaction with him, right? What is your next step? You're going to go to corporate, right? You're going to go to corporate. All right. And so with the police, if we have these bad interactions, of course, this is not every scenario. Obviously, there's some scenarios where there's gunplay involved. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about you having some bad conversation, right? Or it gets a little elevated, gets a little heated, or say something that you don't understand or you don't agree with. We can handle that on a corporate level, and the corporate level would be to, handle it later through the courts, getting the badge number, that kind of thing. Every situation does not have to be handled in a violent way. Okay. Now, when the violence happens, as I said earlier, when the violence happens, I think that should be investigated on a federal level by the higher ups, the FBI, those type, because as I've talked about many times about the Freddie Gray thing, I don't agree with the judges. So you have a bench trial, right? And the police officers all the time, these officers are testifying on cases. They have a lot of contact with these judges, aside from, them being on trial for other tickets that they write and other people that they are bringing to court. They know each other, right? Don't try to say that the judge doesn't know any of these officers. They've had contact. These officers have been on the force for a while. They've had contact. And so I think that it's a conflict of interest if you have a bench trial and you have police officers on the bench trial. Now, if these police officers have a jury trial, then I think that's fine, because you're going to be judged by your peers. If any of these officers in the Freddie Gray case, aside from the one that had the hung jury, if any of these other two that Judge Williams acquitted, I'm sure that you would have got maybe one of the small charges if you had a jury trial. And they knew that, which is why all the officers going forward are just going to take bench trial, bench trial, bench trial, bench trial. So I don't think that is fair, because as a citizen civilian, if I say I want a bench trial, I'm going to probably not want to do a bench trial. I'd rather take my chances with the jury. But police officers, this makes more sense. I'm going to do that. So, I mean, two different scenarios there. And we're going to see how the current case in the Freddie Gray death pans out and how that goes. But lastly, the people that talked all of this smack about Mosby Marilyn Mosby, bringing charges against the police. And the police were very upset because charges were brung. Does anybody think that any charges are going to be brung against any of the officers that did the recent killing? That's my question to you. What do you think? I say no. Hopefully I'm wrong. I've been wrong before, right? But hopefully I'm wrong. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Also, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at The Diamond K Show. As always, radioonfire.com. New episodes of Diamond K Show drop daily. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. Thank you.